there, Jen Herman with Jen's Trends, and in this video, I want to talk to you about how many hashtags you should use on Instagram. Now, you can use up to 30. That is the allowable amount for a regular Instagram feed post, and there's a lot of conversation back and forth all the time about whether or not you should use all 30 hashtags, or if you should only use a few. Should you use 10? How many should you use? So I want to do a quick explanation of how many and why I think you should use as many. So go for as many as you can. If you don't use them, you don't get the benefits. If you post 20, you can show up in 20 hashtag searches potentially. If you only post 3, you can only show up in 3 hashtag hubs. If you don't post them, you're not going to show up in those results. So the more you use, the more chances you have of being found. The more chances you have of being found, the more potential exposure you have to new audiences. Hashtags are key to growth on Instagram. That is your chance for people who do not currently know who you are or who do not currently follow you to actually see your content, see something of value, and actually engage with your content, potentially follow you, and potentially work with you, all because your content showed up in a search that they were actually looking for. So if you can use 29, if you can use 20, go for it. Use as many hashtags as you can, as long as they are relevant to your content, to your industry, and to your business. So we don't use hashtags that are completely unrelated just to use them. That's hashjacking and it's not relevant. But as long as they are tied to what you do, what's in your content, the audience you serve, then by all means, use as many hashtags as you want. Now, there are the people out there. And there are studies out there. There have been multiple studies. A big one was done recently that showed less hashtags are better. No. Let me explain why. In this recent study, they analyzed tens of thousands of Instagram accounts of all sizes. So from accounts that have millions and millions of followers to accounts that have a few hundred followers. Covered the board. Seemed like a fair data set, right? And they came back and you see this chart result. And for those people and accounts that used 0, 1, or 2 hashtags, they're getting like 10,000 likes on a post. And then you look down the chart. So it starts and goes down like a very steep curve. And when you get over here to the people that are using 20 to 30 hashtags, they're only getting 30 to 100 likes on a post. Looking at that raw data, it would assume that using less hashtags equals more likes. Not true. The data set is not accurate because a company like Coke, a company like Nike, a big popular celebrity, a major, news broadcast agency, any of these organizations that have millions upon millions of followers don't need to use hashtags. Taylor Swift doesn't need to use a hashtag. Sephora doesn't need to use a hashtag. Nike doesn't need to use a hashtag. People know who they are. And they may use one hashtag because it's brand related or campaign related or something like that. So they may use 1 or 2. But guess what? By only using 0, 1, or 2 hashtags, they're still getting tens of thousands of likes because they have millions of followers and they could literally post no caption and still get a ton of likes regardless of what else they put for caption or hashtags. Then you have the minions, us normal folk down here at the end who have maybe a few hundred, a few thousand followers, and we're getting 30 to 100 likes on a photo. But we're using hashtags to get more exposure. So instead of 30 likes, I get 45 likes. Instead of 100 likes, I get 132 likes because I have the opportunity to get seen in more places by using more hashtags. So yes, the hashtags are working for those of us with smaller numbers, but by looking at that data set, it would tell you it's not working. So those data points were completely wrong. They were completely misleading, and people are now going around saying that you should use less hashtags based on that data set. And I'm here to tell you that that data set is misleading for that exact reason. So use hashtags, use as many as you can, Pump those up, get your 20, 30 hashtags in there, and get found in as many places as possible so that you can get the results you need for your business on Instagram. If you found this helpful or you want to watch other videos, make sure you subscribe to this channel here, or go watch any of the other videos in this channel as well for more tips and tutorials on all things Instagram as well as social media in general. And again, I am Jenn HERMAN with Jenn's Trends. I will see you around.